Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining Husky webinar with Modern Plastics India on how lightweighting your package today benefits your business tomorrow. Currently, it is a challenge for most of the people lightweighting their packaging. So, implementing a lightweighting strategy today can yield future business benefits, including saving on material, part cost, differently your package, reaching your sustainability goals, and making you future ready to meet upcoming packaging legislation. Normally, this is a question how you will lightweight your package, but you are not sure where to start. So, today's webinar, we are going to talk about why you should consider lightweighting, best practice of achieving lightweighting success, the primary lightweighting methods, real world example of successful lightweighting implementation, and how Husky can enable your lightweighting strategy. Today we have our speaker, Mr. Venkatesh Srinivasan. I know him personally for nearly, since Husky, he's in Husky. Venkatesh Srinivasan is business advisor, Husky injection molding system. In his role as business advisor, Venkatesh Srinivasan supports customer on new application development and package optimization in serving the India and Southeast Asia region. He has 23 years experience in PET industry in the areas of PET resin manufacturing, recycling, and PET preform manufacturing. At Husky, he has held different roles in service, sales, key account management, and mostly in PET packaging development for various applications. Venkatesh holds an MTech from the ITS Pilani on digital manufacturing, MBA in marketing management, and bachelor's degree of engineering in electronics and instrumentation. And I'm sure today's webinar is going to help you in a much bigger way to lightweight your package. Venkatesh, now the stage is yours. And especially we welcome all the participants, Team Husky, Team Chrysolite, and the participants. Thank you so much for joining. And Venkatesh, you can go from here.
Thank you, Mr. Jinu. Very good evening to everyone joining online and who would be listening to this webinar later as well. Firstly, thanks to Modern Plastic India for this wonderful opportunity to present in this webinar, which I am hopeful of being valuable of your time and expectation. How lightweighting your package today benefits your business tomorrow. In today's agenda, we will review starting from basics of PET preform lightweighting to various methods of lightweighting, followed by a business case and how Husky can support you achieve your sustainability goals through lightweighting as well. Starting with the basics of why go lightweighting. Let us start with the first point and the primary agenda today, globally driven targets of sustainability. So reaching sustainability goals. Reducing the amount of plastic in each SKU you produce is great for the environment and for meeting the demands of eco-conscious consumers. Lightweighting also goes hand in hand with rPET adoption by absorbing the additional resin cost of rPET and also providing more sustainable packaging, enabling circular economy, thereby reducing the amount of carbon footprint. Another benefit of lightweighting is reducing part cost or the cost saving, which comes with lightweighting. By reducing the amount of resin required for each bottle or a preform you produce, you lower your overall material and production cost. and create a long-term positive impact on your profitability. It also helps differentiate yourself in the market. Lightweighting gives you the rare opportunity to rethink and redesign how you package your products and to strategically create packaging that meets eco-conscious consumer requirement to enhance consumer experience and differentiate you from your competitors. We would be touching upon new tethered closure solution, which might fit in to the requirement of sustainability and also differentiation as well. Finally, it makes you ready for the future. Governments and regulatory bodies all over the world are mandating legislation around the use of single-use plastic. While lightweighting beverage packaging is not currently mandatory in most jurisdictions, regulatory trends indicate this could become a reality in the coming years. If tighter regulations comes into effect in markets that you serve, developing and implementing a lightweighting strategy today will save your business with considerable disruption, time, brand image damages, and cost in the future. How much can you save with lightweighting? If you take up a preform manufacturing cost, close to 80 to 90% of the overall cost is coming from the resin. Lightweighting is one of the best way to significantly reduce your production cost, as major cost is coming from the contribution of resin. In our following business case, we would consider approximately $1,200 as the PET resin cost. And in India, the rPET resin cost is, say, 5 to 20% higher than the virgin cost. But if you take up some of the other markets, it can be as high as 50 to 60% higher than the virgin as well. So reducing your resin usage can result in considerable cost saving for your operation. In this graph, we do not include sustainability legislation cost linked to material usage and waste consumption tax regulations and CO2 footprint or energy consumption tax. Lightweighting initiative is really a key solution to meet these legislation targets and therefore avoid any kind of future penalties as well. How far we can go with respect to lightweighting? Cost saving and sustainability targets drive lightweighting, but it needs to be a balanced approach considering consumer experience with respect to ease of use, convenience, etc. We need to take into consideration the performance factors such as safety of the product, package, and consumer as well. Another critical factor in most application is shelf life of the product, which might get impacted by lightweighting. Husky brings the global experience and knowledge on market trends and best in class. Our customers can take advantage of Husky's global expertise and decide upon what is the right balanced approach for their brand and the customers they serve. If you look at the market interest today, most of our customers are already interested with respect to lightweighting initiatives. On the map, you can see that we have already around the world this year installed many lightweighting projects which are in red, and multiple projects are under discussion which are highlighted in yellow. Every type of customer finds interest in this lightweighting initiative because brand owners' benefits are direct with resin saving, sustainability goal, and brand image differentiation, as we discussed before. As far as converters' benefits are concerned, staying more competitive and enabling their brand owners to meet their objective are the main targets. In addition to this main reason of, say, PET resin cost contribution and rPET cost increase also plays a critical role towards deciding towards lightweighting. Injection and blow molding technologies and approaches are also evolving, making it possible to achieve greater and greater savings while maintaining requirements for line efficiency, package performance, and consumer experience. The other reason is the continuing growth of e-commerce triggered by COVID crisis and the concern of high oil prices, shipment cost increase. These also play a critical role with respect to a need for a good TCO and reduction of CO2 carbon footprint. In the next few slides, we will see what are the various methods by which we can lightweight a package, and each one of these focus on different area of PET package. In the next few slides, we will specifically go into each of this, but this is a summary slide which talks about variant number 1 or method 1 is switching to a lightweight version of neck without having an impact onto your line or closure. Number 2 or a method 2 is switching to a new dispensing system. When we say dispensing system, it is a combination of a lightweight neck and a new closure design. Method 3 is the most common, which has been done for many years by our customers and by the industry, which is lightweighting the body. Redesigning and optimizing the preform body length over thickness to save material and optimize preform to bottle material distribution. Method 4 is redesigning the preform base, use less resin and optimize the bottle base material distribution. We can combine all these 4 or do them individually, but we will touch upon focusing on water today, because water always is seen as a commodity and a low profit margin business. To give you start with an example, to say a 500 ml water in North America is sold at around 3.5 rupees on retail. So that runs a Husky preform. So I wanted to give you an initial thought that there is more runway with technology and our experience to bring for you. We look at method 1 here. Alaska in the market is around 3.32 grams. And Husky has developed 2 versions of it, one with a 0.27 gram saving and another with a 0.44 gram saving only from the preform neck. These necks have similar performances with respect to the package performance expectation, and the interesting part of it is this necks can run on existing lines without any modification and with the existing closure. Safeguard your investment, please propose prototyping, validation, so that before commercialization, you invest onto the complete mold and changeover, you are ensured that everything runs smoothly. So the 0.27 gram can run on NextPet, HiPet 5e sort of a platform. 0.44 gram needs an high performance package machine platform, but both these versions of 0.27 gram saving or a 0.44 gram saving can run on the existing blowing filling line with existing closure post validation. So the first method was without changing anything onto the blowing filling line, without changing the net, without changing the closure. Now we will look at what are the alternatives available if you are looking for much more saving. Here we see a 2622. 2622 is a very generic name. So we specifically talk about 2622 water GME 3028 neck here. So if you are converting from Alaska dispensing system, which is Alaska neck with Alaska closure, to that of a 2622 GME 3028 neck and its closure, you could potentially save 1.6 gram. For this, you might need to make modification in your existing blowing filling line. There are changes required onto the injection mold. Closure changes are required, but this could potentially bring in a higher saving of 1.67 gram. The second method could even incorporate further benefits by improving the consumer experience or with respect to differentiation for your package. As you can see in this slide, we can make this neck finish dispensing system with a tethered closure. With upcoming sustainability legislation, as it is already in the case with respect to European legislation, you are truly getting a winning combination of lightweighting with respect to the neck. On the same neck, you are able to incorporate a tethered closure as well, so that the cap stays along with the bottle during use and post-use, so that it can go back to recycling. Tethered closure is not specifically, can you see me? Just wanted to check it up because, okay. Tethered closures are not just coming up in Europe, even though there is a legislation. But if you look at Africa and Southeast Asia markets, customers and brands are interested taking up tethered closures for their water applications, and they have already come implementing the same. As we look at method 3 with respect to body redesigning, you see there are various things which are explained onto this. Let's go one by one. The top left picture shows parting line position, where recent tooling developments are allowing greater flexibility. Husky's patented universal lock design allows reduced change parts in the future whenever you are converting from one neck to another neck, along with bringing better quality and better cooling design, wherein flexibility is improved as well. Bottom left picture represents stretch ratios. Bottle to preform optimization is easier to implement nowadays with all the latest development made on blowing process windows by the main blowing manufacturers. Top right picture shows under supportless thickness and design linked to the improvement of injection capabilities, which are coming from Husky's technological improvements. The bottom right picture shows body wall thickness and length over thickness ratios. All these freedom of design and possibilities have been enabled by the improvement made on our injection machine capabilities. We will see that through the evolution of technology, the equipment has a tremendous role in the lightweighting potential of an application, whether it is injection or blowing. We at Husky are working closely with major blowing equipment manufacturer and blowing experts such as Sidel, KHS, Krones, and other suppliers, where we can offer bottle to preform design optimization services to better achieve these lightweighting goals. Jinuji, whether just wanted to check up. Thank you. The fourth lightweighting method is by base lightweighting. Basically, we reduce the material onto the bottle base by reducing material from the preform base, but this improves the performance in certain cases, and it can be up to 2.5% of weight saving. What we need to be careful about is when we are doing the base lightweighting, the process window might reduce depending upon the type of lightweighting. So proto-validation is essential, but there are many projects in India which are running with EcoBase. If you take up many of the water, even CSD are running with EcoBase for last many years in India. If we have to summarize and link all these four, let us take up a specific case of an 1 liter water, which is running with Alaska, with an example of an 20 gram as the preform weight or a bottle weight. With 2622 GME 3028, we could potentially save only from the neck portion of it 1.37 grams. Along with that, because the 2622 3028 has a different diameter under support ledge, we are going to have a potential saving of additional 0.51 gram, 0.51 gram, or half a gram here. In case customer wants to maintain almost the same package performance, even though the body lightweighting could have been by more than a gram, we worked out only 0.3 grams so that the body performance or the customer feel does not reduce over here. So we reduced only 0.3 grams, even though the potential to reduce by core change was much more than a gram here. Finally, coming on, the fourth method or the fourth step is towards lightweighting the base, wherein we could get 0.3 grams and a better base stretching performance because of our Husky EcoBase. Addition of all these four brings the saving to 2.48 grams, which is more than 10 grams of saving, 10% of saving compared to that of the preform weight. So a combination of all these four were done. That was with respect to the preform or the bottle side of it. If we add the saving coming from the closure side of it as well, we could potentially get a 2.78 gram saving per bottle and closure together. Because the 20 gram preform with 1.3 gram closure makes it to 21.3 gram, wherein the net resultant adds up to 18.52 gram. This is preform or a bottle. With respect to the closure, the saving is as high as 2.78 gram, wherein the body wall thickness is not reduced drastically. It is very minimally reduced, and the reductions have happened in various locations of the bottle, which does not impact the package performances. So if we put that and monetize it to see what is that it reflects for, say, 1.2 billion units a year, and even considering 100% virgin, even though the rPET costs are slightly higher, considering virgin and 1 liter water application, you can see from the numbers, this is really a great business case. Even considering only virgin and HTP, not talking about body lightweighting, DUS saving, I am considering only on 1.67 gram, even though in the previous slide, we saw that there was a potential to save as high as 2.8 gram. For this business case, we are taking only the neck part of it, not the DUS, not the body, not the base. From that, we could achieve a very strong sustainability purpose with 4,200 tons of carbon footprint reduction and a great return of investment of 2.44 million within a year. If we add the other lightweightings proposed, you can see that it is going to be much more. In addition to getting a quick, great TCO and to reach sustainability goals with high CO2 footprint reduction in short term, it helps to absorb the use of rPET resin cost. If it becomes a legislation, if you have to use an rPET, which is at a higher cost, it allows you to absorb that cost and also gives return of investment for the line changes, the closure change, and the injection molding parts change, which you are planning to do onto that. Now looking at, as we move from one neck to a lighter neck, is there a better combo we can get, which we call here as an ultimate combo, in case you are looking for tethered closures as well, wherein you are able to lightweight and get the additional benefit of untethered closures on the lightweighted neck. Is an opportunity here for you to do that, even if legislation does not demand immediately to go in for a tethered closures. It'll bring in differentiation for your brand, innovation, and Husky has tethered closure for carbonated soft drinks, for juices application, and for water application. And what you are seeing here is a tethered closure for we have for 29-25, we have for 26-22. These applications, we have a tethered closures already developed, and these are without license fee or royalty onto that, wherein you can get the mold and the system from Husky, and you can use these tethered closures. So tethering is an opportunity to promote sustainability message, to differentiate your product onto the shelf, and also it brings in great top of the mind or new improved look. This slide is a summary of what are the various water necks. Say it used to be 30-25, now India is primarily on to Alaska neck, but we have in India a 29-25 neck also in use by some of the brands. Today's primary focus was on 26-22 for water, which is GME 30-28, but we have a 25-22 neck, 26-21 neck. All these are also available into the market globally. India mostly is into Alaska, some of them into 29-25, and we have seen implementation of 26-22 water also into the market. So our focus was primarily on that today to talk about water. But as we move to look at 26-22 is there into CSD as well, and there are many industrial standards which have already been city approved when it comes to CSD. If you look at, there is a GME 30-37, 30-41, 30-40. These are the three 26-22s. Out of this, 30-37 and 30-41 are already implemented by Indian brands, and you can see commercialized available into the market. 30-40 is the neck which a major international brand has selected it to be implementing globally. So 30-40 is expected to be implemented soon in India. Wanted to bring in that 26-22 is a very generic name. So we wanted to talk about specific, whether it is GME 30-40, 41 or 37, these are for CSD, and GME 30-28 is for water, but all are generically 26-22. Moving forward and working with Husky, how we can help you to do the right selection of neck and which one would suit your market comes from our expertise and global knowledge. As our customers' business and production goals evolve with the fluctuating economic climate and changing consumer experience, Husky is here to work with you every step on your decision making. We have our global infrastructure, application know-how, molding knowledge with respect to injection molding, and design expertise, which would help you as a customer from part concept to completion. Whether you are looking for customized solution or standard solution, we will be able to bring in our expertise and global knowledge for you to make the decisions here. We work with customer to optimize the complete package, including preform, bottle, and closure, to enable higher performance levels, right weighting, and reducing part cost. To get all these, we have to go through a certain steps onto that. Because lightweighting thread finishes and selecting the right tethered closure solution can reduce your part cost and resin use without sacrificing performances as well. To achieve these, we propose our package development center, which is preform development. We can do closure prototyping, preform prototyping, so that you can validate them, so that the brand has the right specifications met with the lightweighting packages as well. And in case you wanted to do a marketing study, you wanted to evaluate whether the lightweighting package works on your existing lines without impact of efficiency, all these things are supported by Husky with respect to bottle to preform development, preform prototyping sampling, closure prototyping sampling, so that you can try them out before commercializing onto that. Husky brings in decades of our PET package expertise to you, so that you don't need to reinvent the wheel, which we have been working with multiple brands globally, and we can bring in that expertise for you. When it comes to rPET, Husky provides multiple platforms that can help you produce good quality parts with the lowest costs of ownership. Whenever your feedstock has pelletized resin or pellets or flakes, it can be any of that option which you wanted to use. Husky has different solutions for using rPET. The recycled flake to preform system is the Husky's most recent development in processing recycled material. By eliminating the drying and the melting steps associated with traditional rPET preform manufacturing, this recycled melt to preform solution facilitates the effective production of package made from 100% rPET material, reducing energy consumption as well. Let us look at what are the various solutions Husky has for using rPET material. On the right, what you are seeing on right top is the standard HPP5E system. This solution is suitable for running any amount of high quality food grade recycled PET, even up to 100%. For low grade materials, we recommend to include all the risk mitigation options which Husky can propose, such as oil condensers or other options we have, such as self-cleaning options. Below, on the right bottom, we have HPP5E R flake option. And this solution is suitable for running food grade recycled PET in flake form and can accommodate up to 50% flakes. So on top, we saw the pellets. On the right bottom is for bottle flakes. On the left top, we have a multi-layer solution where we can put rPET into the middle layer of the preform as well. And we have the technology for that. On the lower left, you will find the HPP5E recycled melted to preform system. This is the new development of Husky, which we are co-developing with leading manufacturers of mechanical recycling systems. And it essentially combines a mechanical recycling system with Husky preform injection molding system into one fully integrated system. One of the key benefits of doing this is to significantly reduce the overall energy consumption, as high as even 30% reduction in energy. As we saw in this slide, we have various solutions depending upon the type of rPET you wanted to use. And finally, this is all supposed to be industry's most extensive service network. So we'll talk about Husky's latest Advantage Plus Elite. And while talking about service, there are 6,000 plus running Husky machines with connected remote capability. Today, we have 9 parts distribution centers housing our global inventory. Throughout the Husky OEM parts infrastructure, we have over 70,000 Husky part numbers available. This number is constantly growing thanks to the development, supply chain, obsolete part replacement and new product introduction. These 70,000 plus Husky part numbers are there to support all Husky branded equipment, including auxiliaries, controllers, hot runners, machines, and mold. We are able to deliver spare parts to our customer facilities in most cases next day itself, as we have for India spare parts center out of Chennai. We recently made Advantage Plus Elite a proactive, predictive, transparent monitoring solution, a standard feature on all our PET and closure systems. We are excited to share a pivotal milestone achieved through Advantage Plus Elite, which is our proactive, intuitive, transparent monitoring solution, wherein with this platform, we have successfully sent over 10,000 We Call You notification to our customers, resulting in a staggering $50 million of saving so far. This remarkable accomplishment highlights the impact of our solution in empowering our customer to achieve full potential value of Husky systems. And we now introduce something called an Husky Complete, industry's only complete connected end-to-end production solution, wherein we are able to bring in knowledge, our service, capabilities, all into digitized aspect of it. Our factory planning solution, digitized delivery model, tooling lifecycle optimization, Husky Academy, and with the Advantage Plus Elite, We Call You, digitized OEM parts, you can order parts online. We come up with an complete Husky Complete as a solution. So while running rPET, there might be changes in the quality of the rPET, making an impact onto your product quality, and some changes into the process happening. This Advantage Plus Elite, which is in 24/7 real-time connectivity, even if your raw material is making an impact onto your process or with respect to your part quality, this would be of great benefit to you. So we saw whenever there is a lightweighting, there is a combination of rPET, what are the methods of lightweighting, and how rPET can be used onto this. With that, I would like to end my seminar here, and you can scan the QR code, and if you have further questions, you can reach out onto the email ID, which is over here. Thank you. Thanks for your valuable time. I'm unable to, you are on mute, Jinuji.
Thank you everyone for joining this, especially thank you Venkatesh for sharing the knowledge to the industry. We have some questions here in the panel. We have received some questions. So first question is, how many next standards exist for the beverages? What is the development trend happening?
So how many next standards exist for beverages? What is the development trend? That's an interesting question. There are quite a lot with respect to next standards. And we have to look at it for each application to say. Here, in the presentation, we looked at what are next standards, and also we looked at some of the CSD next standards. Husky is a member of the City Committee, which is today in charge at a global level for the PET neck finish standardization and for other markets also. The neck finishes are available in their website, City, which is CETIE, and customers can directly access them and get the drawings as well. The main segment, which is the beverage industry, is already well covered with the standard necks, and the trend is going towards lighter solution and also designs addressing the requirement for the upcoming regulations on single-use plastics and also with respect to tethered closure solution. So the latest necks take into consideration, which are the standard necks, take into consideration these aspects also. As City, over the last few years, extensive effort is being put by Husky and other partners in the city on the HPC segment also, which is the home and personal care segment, which is today still a highly customized sort of a neck. So to say, there are 3 standards for 26-22 for CSD, 1 standard for 26-22 into water, and there is some for 25-22. There are multiple onto that. Customers can reach out to us where we will be able to share our knowledge and experience onto that so that they can select the right standard. But to say in simple summary, there are many.
I have one more question came up. What does recycled PET impact package performance with lightweighting initiatives?
This is a little bit of an say complexity which we need to handle. That's where Husky comes into supporting on the injection molding side. So if you look at how rPET impact package performance, and rPET impacting package performance with the lightweighting initiative. So we are making it double end of 2 steps at a time. So recycled PET process manufacturers say they work on the mechanical and chemical processes. More so, it is on mechanical now. There are a lot of improvements which has happened with respect to the quality of rPET, improvement of rPET quality and improvement of IV color, all those things are happening on one end. So that is one thing, trying to make the rPET as close as possible to that of a virgin. But for rPET, the incoming raw material is PCR, which is post-consumer recycled. So based on the PCR quality, the rPET quality is going to be, and the process is going to play a role. Now, let us break it up into preform molding and blow molding impact. When we do lightweighting, when we use rPET, how it is going to impact package performance. In the last few years, Husky is involved in many rPET injection molding projects with different kinds of resin quality and resin grades with respect to rPET in both pellet form and flake form. So now we have built an extensive experience and expertise in handling and controlling or narrowing down the variability with respect to an injection process window for rPET. We have various upgrades in case the quality of rPET is not consistent and repeatable or great, depending upon the size of shape of quality of rPET. We have our upgrades and retrofits which we propose to customer to run onto that. So we can control with respect to equipment, with respect to process, how we can run rPET with respect to injection molding. Now, there are many rPETs, like 100% rPET introduced across the world, like Coca-Cola India introduced it for water, Pepsi has introduced it for carbonated soft drinks, and across the world, Danone, Nestle, many have introduced even for multiple applications. When it comes to CSD, performances are more demanding than for water when it is rPET and lightweighting. So mechanical performances of bottle might get impacted when you're using rPET. So the blowing OEMs are improving upon in their latest machines the capability to optimize their process setting to achieve better material distribution, to have same performances of rPET bottles similar to that of virgin. I know it's a long answer, Jinuji, but it's an important question, so I touched upon.
That's all right. It is a lot of information for the participants. So, how do neck lightweighting changes affect part performance and consumer experience? And also, what about the performance on the next PET system?
Sorry, what is the last part of it?
How is the what about the performance on the next PET system, PET system?
Next PET system, okay. So Neck lightweighting, how it impacts consumer experience and part performance, and how it is to do with the NextPet system also onto that. Okay, so commonly companies would prefer to benefit from lightweighting and maintain same level of package performance. Most brands they go transparent to customer or their consumer, saying that okay, we are doing lightweighting. We are saving plastic virgin material saving onto that. But we need to be, as we talked about in the presentation, balanced approach or a right weighting approach is very, very important. If you look at the neck light weighting, today the water or the CSG necks which are standardized, leaving alone non-standardized or customized versions, the standardized versions meet the package performance specification. So because in the city committee, it's not only Husky, but all the blowing OEMs, brand owners like Pepsi, Coke, Sidel, KHS, Krones, closure suppliers like Berrycap and SACME, all are part of this city. So whenever a neck is being, new neck is being standardized and approved, it takes into consideration all aspects with respect to a brand, consumer, blowing, filling, cap, all those aspects of it. So the neck lightweighting impacting part performance is minimal to say. We have to again look at a specific application onto that. But when it comes to consumer experience, it is a factor wherein if you take up the case like Alaska in the presentation, we talked about lightweight Alaska. It's neck lightweighting, but it does not have any consumer experience impact, or it does not have any line impact, closure impact, or with respect to performance impact. But we are moving from Alaska to that of a 2622, then there is some height difference which is happening onto that. So there might be some impact onto consumer experience. So it needs to be tested. So Husky proposes prototyping validation. If you take up the 2622, the height of 2622 is very close to that of a 2925. So consumer might feel it similar to that of a 2925 and they might accept it. So part performance impact in most cases is less. Consumer experience need to be tested, and we support the validation process through that.
There is one more interesting question, like, most of the people ask maybe, what downtime is expected to make this neck conversion change?
Okay. Sorry, in the previous part of it, NextPet was asked. So we have a specific neck selection for Alaska lightweight for NextPet, which is the 0.27 gram. And some of the lightweights, which are very, very aggressive, need to be reviewed for NextPet. But most of the CSG neck lightweightings are all feasible with NextPet. That was the previous part of the question. Now, coming on to what downtime is expected to make neck conversion. So, herein, whether it is one time or back and forth is the question. If you are a brand owner, you will be doing a one-time big change of line from, say, Alaska to 2622 or 18812, that of GME 3041, or 1881 to that of an GME 3040, whichever neck it is onto that. So here we are talking about complete line conversion, where we are talking about preform changes, closure changes, line changes onto that. Basically, if we plan it and work together, then the downtime can be met within, say, 2 to 3 weeks of time. But there need to be a planning and prior work of designing, trials, ordering, all those things happening over a period of, say, 3 to 4 months, depending upon the blowing, filling OEMs change part delivery time onto that. So if you are able to do the personalization parts and bring it to during off season in 2 to 3 weeks time, you should be able to change the line. And with respect to preform side of it, again, the delivery is around 12 to 14 weeks. But the changeover time, we have a program called as an express conversion program, wherein you can do the changeover from one neck to another neck as low as within a day also. So if you have the closures and if you order and get the express conversion, then you can change it as it is within a day and get the parts onto that. If the line is changed, so overall we are talking about a planning and ordering timeline of 4 to 6 months, but the actual downtime to change over is a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks time. That too, most of them on the blowing filling line. With respect to injection molding of the preform side, it will be one shift. Within that you can change once you have everything on.
As we are running out of time, I will take the last question now. How does Husky ensure maximum preform and bottle performance?
So, if we talk about preform performance, we have the complete control of melt quality, starting from resin dryer, which is Husky branded, to that of an injection molding machine designed, developed, manufactured by Husky. The hot runner is from Husky, cold off is from Husky, robo is from Husky, till the resin pellet made into a preform, everything is controlled by Husky. So we have the complete knowledge, experience, expertise, and capability, and the best of the equipment and technology to have the maximum preform performance. Husky has got only one standard of preform acceptance criteria, whether it is for US or for India or for some part of Africa, whether it is for Coke or Pepsi or for Danone. We have one acceptance criteria. If that acceptance criteria of preform is not met, we don't even ship our tooling out onto that. So, since we have the complete control of melt quality, all by Husky or Husky branded equipment, we can ensure that the highest of the preform performances are there. When it comes to bottle performances, with the maximum market share we have globally, and we work with all the blowing filling OEMs, the best of the blowing filling OEMs across the world, say more than 75% of preforms to all the in the world are coming out of Husky and going to all the OEMs. We work with them very closely, and we have the knowledge and experience and expertise on what is the trend, what are the latest technological developments on the blowing filling OEM side also, how the trend is happening, and we have knowledge with respect to designing a preform for a bottle also. So we support brands, we support our customers on an bottle to preform optimization, and we propose designs. And after that, we propose prototyping validation, so that the new lightweighted preform designs or optimized preform designs, we provide them the samples for them to try it out, so that before commercialization, they ensure that the bottle performances are met in their existing line and it is able to run in their existing line. So we ensure preform performance through our technology and our knowledge. We ensure bottle performance through providing bottle to preform design optimization, prototyping, sampling, so that they try it out and validate, and they ensure that everything is good before they move in for commercialization.
Thank you, Venkatesh, for the great insight on the industry. Participants can scan the QR code, and if you have more questions, the email address and the contact person, Mr. Venkatesh Srinivasan's email address is here. Special thanks to Venkatesh for doing a wonderful presentation, and Team Husky, Team Chrysolite, and participant for joining and attending the webinar and getting the insights. Thank you so much, and see you soon at some of the Husky webinar or some webinars. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jinu, for being a wonderful host, and thank you, Modern Plastics, on this opportunity. Thank you for
everyone.
all the attendees as well. Bye.